What if? What if I never write again? For every dispute between my psyche and my senses, there's a sheet worded with wet ink I sometimes call poetry. At the fifth hour of dawn today, I wrote my open book like existence in invisible ink on a parchment, folded the corners of the page to put up my walls, and shoved the paper abruptly in a red sealed envelope. This was the last bit of my writing, and you'd know it was about you if you cared to read between the lines. The knot over my heart tightened, the pulse in my veins froze, the longing in my eyes grew fierce. But for once I could feel the racing thoughts in my mind ease, so I kept my quill down, and I washed the ink stains off my hand. What if I never write again? I learned to face my fears. What if? What if I never love again? Love intruded my chest at midnight. It was untamed, uncaged, unbound. It made my notions feel naked, and I gave it a hideout in my brain. It lived in my words, my touch, my tears. Every action, every mistake, every choice, piloted by this little voice in my head, unsecured by love and its ways to remind me how. Your hand fit perfectly into mine. Our lips interlocked like a puzzle, and your arms felt like home. But when you left, love creeped out of my skin. It left a scar on my neck, it whispered your name under the sheets, and it put my guards twice as up. But for once, I could feel closure embrace my body. So I burned your love letter, and I slept in its ashes. What if I never love again? I learned to let go. What if? What if I never breathe again? All this air that I have taken for years, I have taken for granted. But today at noon, there were fresh strokes on my pale wrists, and my lungs held on to the air for a minute longer than usual with my body immersed under water. When I exhaled heavily afloat, my side was flooded by crimson froth, and my limbs strived to reach for another breath, but this was all in my head. Inhaling was messy, with my hesitation grasping to reach for my escaped words. Exhaling was chaotic, with my insecurities floating over my overflowing feelings. And surviving wasn't easy, with my struggles drowning to mark my existence worthy. But for once, there was no more to let go of in this fist-sized organ of mine. So I took more chances, and I made each breath count. What if I never breathe again? I learned to live.